Let me introduce you to two women, Memunatu and Zainabu. They are both widows in their mid-50s and live in a small village called Gukpanarigu, just outside the northern regional capital, Tamale. But what separates them? Memunatu was enrolled onto the Livelihood Empowerment Against Poverty program last year, months after she had lost her husband. She receives 106 cedis every 2 months. She is one of 31 people like her enrolled on the program in Gukpanarigu alone.
When we were not in the LEAP, things were very difficult. Feeding was a problem for us. But now that we are receiving something, life is changing.
With money from her LEAP cash transfers, Memunatu is able to buy shea nuts and prepares butter for sale. She is now also able to put her children through school. Enter Zainabu. Her 17-year-old daughter Asana has just been sent home as she's unable to pay for her fees. Now she is down with an unknown sickness and has no money to seek medical care for her. Asana is Zainabu's only child who is still in school. Her other children dropped out when her husband died. Now, as is the case with some women who lose their husbands in parts of Ghana, her husband's family are threatening to throw her out of the family house.
Formerly, I was farming, but I do not have the strength and I have to use fertilizer. Fertilizer is also expensive, so I can't get it. And we are just struggling. Educating the children is a problem. I have one girl whose school fees I can't pay. I have seen the other women who are benefiting and I see the changes in their lives. I want to change my life too. My elder daughter is back home sick. I can't take her to the hospital and I can't get her to go back to school too.
Zainabu is also one of several people with a similar story in Gukpanarigu. She isn't on the LEAP program yet and has no financial support. Despite its successes since its introduction, questions have been raised over how this project would be sustained, especially in the event that donors begin to cut back their funding. The biggest problem, though, remains how government will now be able to scale up this project to cover as many people as possible. As it stands now, only 1 in every 10 poorest of the poor in Ghana who should be on this program are actually enrolled. Introduced 8 years ago, the LEAP is a social intervention program aimed at cushioning the country's poor and vulnerable. With 1.3 million people now trapped in dire poverty in the northern region alone, this region now makes up for the largest number of poor people living in any of Ghana's 10 regions. Despite its success, the worsening living conditions of Ghana's poor people may end up derailing the country's fight against poverty. Justice Bedu, Gukpanarigu, Northern Region.